Hello, today I'm going to cover section 6.2, Applications of Linear Systems. The objectives of this section are to set up and solve word problems involving linear equations in 2D, set up and solve word problems involving systems of linear equations in 2D. 1. Applications of systems of linear equations. Example 1. For lunch, Jerry bought 2 sandwiches and a bag of chips for $12. His pal Kramer bought a sandwich and 4 bags of chips for $13. How much does each meal item cost? Solve this problem graphically. So when you're doing this problems, you do want to identify what the unknowns are first. So here, the unknowns are cost of a sandwich, which we'll say is X, and cost of a bag of chips, which we'll call Y. Then they give us two totals. So for example, 2 sandwiches, so 2X, and a bag of chips, so 1Y, is 12. And then 1 sandwich, so X, plus 4 bags of chips, so 4Y, is 13. So these are the 2 equations it gives us for this problem. Now we want to solve this problem graphically. So what I'm going to do is solve them both for Y to get them in slope-intercept form. So the first one I just have to subtract 2X. So we get Y equals negative 2X plus 12. The second one, we need to subtract X first. Get 4Y equals negative X plus 13. And then divide by 4 to give us Y equals negative 1/4 X plus 13 over 4. So this one, I'm looking at the y-intercept. It's 12 and 13 over 4, which is close to 3. So I need to go up at least to 12. Only goes up to 10. That should be fine. Okay, so first I'm actually going to plug 1 into both of them to get a starting point. So if we plug 1 into the first equation, you get negative 2 times 1, which is negative 2, plus 12 is 10. And then I have a slope of negative 2. So that means go down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, and keep going. That way I can draw my line. There's our first line. And then we have Y equals negative 1/4 X plus 13/4. So if we plug 1 into that, you get negative 1/4 times 1 plus 13/4, which is negative 1/4 plus 13/4, which is 12/4, which is 3. So we get 1, 3. But then our slope is negative 1/4. So we go down 1 over 4, down 1 over 4. And then draw a line through there. And then where these 2 lines intersect is our answer. So our answer is X equals 5 and Y equals 2. So the cost of sandwich is $5 and the cost of a bag of chips is $2. Example 2. A banana contains 16 grams of sugar and 4 grams of protein. An orange contains 22 grams of sugar and 2 grams of protein. A giant smoothie made from oranges and bananas contains 92 grams of sugar and 16 grams of protein. How many of each type of fruit was used to make the smoothie? So again, before I get started, I'm going to label my unknowns. And what that is how many bananas, which I'll call X, and then how many oranges. which we'll call y. Now this one might be a good idea to set up with a table. So bananas, oranges, smoothies. Then we're talking about sugar, and protein. So banana is 16 and 4, and orange is 22 and 2, and then the smoothie is 92 and 16. So you'll see that if we look at the sugar column, it's 16 grams per banana, so 16x, plus 22 grams per orange, so 22y, but that has to equal the total of 92. You can do a similar thing for the protein column, and that gives us 4x plus 2y equals 16. And here's our system of equations. Now this one, I'm going to use the substitution method. When I'm looking at this, the second equation has smaller numbers, so I'm going to choose to solve that one first, and I'll solve it for y. So subtract 4x first. 2y equals negative 4x plus 16, and then divide by 2. So we get y equals negative 2x plus 8. Then I take the second equation, and the y gets replaced by the negative 2x plus 8. So then we have 16x plus 22 times that. So then we get 16x minus 44x when we distribute the 22 plus 176 equals 92. Then I'm going to subtract 176 from both sides. 16 minus 44, negative 28x. 92 minus 176. Which is negative 84. Then to solve for x, we divide by negative 28 on both sides. And we get x equals, well, negative divided by negative is positive. And then 84 divided by 28 is 3. Now I take this and plug it back into y. So I get y equals negative 2 times 3 plus 8, which is negative 6 plus 8, which is 2. So y equals 2. So this smoothie has 3 bananas and 2 oranges. Example 3. This is a number problem where you just translate the sentences directly into your equations. So the first sentence says 6 times a number, so that would be 6x, plus twice a second number, so that would be 2y, is 4, that means equals 4. Then the second sentence, twice the first number, so 2x, plus 4 times the second number, so plus 4y, is 18, so equals 18. And we want to find both numbers. So I'm going to start with the second equation, and instead of solving for y this time, I'm going to solve for x. So subtract 4y to begin with. 2x equals negative 4y plus 18. And then divide by 2, we get x equals negative 2y plus 9. Then I take the first equation, and the x gets replaced by the negative 2y plus 9. Multiply that by 6, add 2y, still equals 4. Distribute the 6, we get negative 12y plus 54 plus 2y equals 4. Subtract the 54 from both sides. So the 54's cancel out. Negative 12y plus 2y is negative 10y. 4 minus 54 is negative 50. Divide by negative 10, divide by negative 10, y equals 5. Now that I have y, I plug it into the x equation I found earlier to figure out x. So x equals negative 2y plus 9. So x equals negative 2 times 5 plus 9. X equals negative 10 plus 9. X equals negative 1. So our answer is negative 1, 5. Or the first number is negative 1. And the second number is 5. Example 4. A contractor buys 30 bundles of shingles and 4 packs of gutters for $528. The next week she buys 8 bundles of shingles and 1 roll of gutters for $140. How much do each pack of shingles and roll of paper cost? So again, I'm going to start off by identifying what our unknowns are. So here, the bundle of shingles, or cost, I should say, of the bundle of shingles, that'll be X, and the cost for the pack of gutters, that'll be Y. So then our system of equation becomes 30x plus 4y equals 528 for the first contractor, and then 8x plus y equals 140 for the second contractor. And there's our system of equations. So I'm actually going to start with the second equation again and solve for y. You just have to subtract 8x from both sides. So we get y equals 8x plus 140. Now I take the first equation and plug that expression in for the y. So 30x plus 4 times that equals 528. So we get 30x minus 32x plus 560 equals 528. Subtract 560 from both sides. 30x minus 32x is negative 2x equals negative 32. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. X equals 16. Then y equals negative 8x plus 140 still. Plugging that into this, we get y equals negative 8 times 16 plus 140. So y equals negative 128 plus 140. So y equals 12. So the bundle of shingles cost $16, and the pack of gutters costs $12. And that is it for part 1 of section 6.2.